This is your boy Leon D, and I'm here to tell you that I'm gonna tell you what I know and what I don't know. If I don't know it, I'm gonna be honest and tell you about it. But what I do know, I really do know. There are things I'm gonna tell you that may apply to you, and things I'm gonna tell you that may not apply to you. I'm gonna tell you things I like and things I don't like. And here's the deal: you can deal with it or you can let it go. It don't matter to me. But I'm gonna tell you about it anyway. What we talk about in this video is food. We talk about a lot of food. Now, let's get to the show. You got your boy Leon D back here. Let me tell you where I went to. I went to Boston, Massachusetts. I went to Boston and I was all excited about the food environment there. Yeah, I went to Boston. But let me tell you about Boston though. Something that you don't know. Now, I went to Boston thinking that, I was gonna get a lobster. And I did get that on day one. I had a nice lobster. I had a lobster roll for lunch. Great food, no problem. But that wasn't my main focus going to Boston, though, as far as food goes. I went to Boston, and what I really wanted, and I always rant and rave about ethnic food. Now, Boston got a whole lot of Portuguese people there in the Boston area. I mean, a whole lot of them. But I couldn't find a Portuguese restaurant in Boston proper. In other words, I went downtown by the bay. I went downtown all over the place. Flew my drone around, and you'll see some drone pictures of, Boston. Me landing and leaving and taking pictures of Boston. But I didn't find any damn Portuguese. Now I tried to figure out why, and when I try to figure things out, I always ask the local natives, because generally they know where all the things are. And you go in a hotel, and I was in the suburbs, and you go in a hotel, and you sit there and you look at things, and I was kind of like, hey, you know what? I'm gonna get some good Portuguese food. So I started off by asking the natives. Nobody in the hotel or any place I went to knew where a good Portuguese restaurant was. And I Googled, and none of them were in Boston, like within the 95 Beltway or 95 corridor or east of 95. They were all far out in other cities that I never heard of. And it wasn't like a 5-minute drive. No. It was nothing near Logan or downtown. And downtown Boston is pretty as hell. But it was nothing Portuguese. So I told myself I can't eat lobster every day, even though I could. Because you're spending 75, 80, 90 bucks a meal, a $45 lunch bill. And not only that, you got to pay the park. Paying the park in Boston is one of the most expensive cities in America. And I've been to all the big cities. But Boston is very, very expensive to pay the park. I paid $65 for a 12-hour parking pass in some parking garage. And I'm like, hold it. I don't want to spend 40, 50 bucks on lunch and then spend $65 to park. And I don't want to spend $75, $80, almost 100 bucks with a glass of wine, for dinner and pay $65 to park. I'm like, I'm just throwing money away. I'd rather take that parking money and find me a good restaurant. So I couldn't find nothing Portuguese. And that was kind of frustrating, because when you go to the hotels and other places, you see people running around, with Portugal shirts on from soccer, Lisbon, Porto and all this. I'm like, hey, where do you guys live and what do you guys eat when you want to eat out? Couldn't find anything I liked. So I found myself eating at a diner. Now, I'm not against diners. I did eat at a good steakhouse when I was there, but I didn't go to Boston for steak. And I already had lobster. I already had a lot of Maine stuff and Massachusetts stuff. I already had that already. I said, well, I'll go get me some bluefin tuna. I'm going to pay for it, but I'm going to enjoy it. No, it's not how it goes. You may look at the TV show called The Wicked Tuna, but I tell you right now, it ain't wicked if you're hungry. Because all the tuna they catch on TV, are exported to Asia. You don't find them in restaurants in the States, or at least not in Boston. You don't find them. And I thought I was going to find one. If you do, you get into scraps, because all the good cuts and good pieces, and bluefin tuna is super expensive. I mean, it's like Chilean sea bass. It's not for kids, and it's not made for those who don't want to spend a lot of money. So we ride around Boston, and we're trying to find some place to eat at. We went to Lowell. And some guys say you go by the University of Massachusetts, Lowell, a places around there to eat. Portuguese. No. The two I saw were closed. I don't know what decade he went to those places, but they were definitely not this decade or this month. So I found myself, not finding anything that I really liked in Boston. But Boston got good. Everything I had was good. Don't get me wrong. It was not overpriced. It was, I got my money's worth. Everything I had, I got my money's worth. I just couldn't find what I wanted. And see, I have a problem with that. I don't like paying for substitute. If I do pay, I don't want to pay full price. That's where I had a problem at. I don't want to pay the full price. It's kind of like you order a car, you order an Escalade, they come back and they give you a Volkswagen, and they want the same damn price. That don't make no damn sense. I don't even want that, and you want me to pay the same price. And it's no different going to a bar. Bartenders are famous saying that we don't have this, but we have this. It's kind of like when someone says, I don't have this, but I have this, but I'm going to charge you the same price. If I want a Escalade, you give me a Volkswagen, yes, I'll take it because they both will get me to where I want to get to, but I'm not paying the same price that an Escalade would cost, because I know what I asked for, and I'll pay full price for what I asked for, not for what you have left over. If you don't have what I want, you don't have what I want. And in Boston, we had a good steak. Like I said, you get what you pay for. And I didn't have a bad meal, except for one thing I'm going to tell you right now. Boston do not do barbecue. Those of you in Boston, what you paying for barbecue isn't barbecue. All of that stuff is pre-packaged, pre-made, and I can tell you why I know. I ordered barbecue, and I said, put my sauce on the side. When the barbecue came out, the meat had sauce on it. And I said, I didn't want sauce on my meat. She said, that's the only way they come. I said, listen, I know enough about food to know that ain't no cow or pig in America running around with barbecue sauce already on their damn ribs. No, you got to add that later. So I already know that. But she talked to me like something was wrong with me. And I'm looking at her like, all I said was give me some ribs, put the sauce on the side, no sauce on the meat. I never order sauce on my meat. When they say it comes that way, it came from your factory or your plant or whatever it is that you have or where you're outsourcing at. It comes from there. But I've seen 1 million pigs in my lifetime, and I ain't never seen a red pig just yet, full of barbecue sauce oozing out. I ain't seen that just yet. And I asked her before I ordered, are the barbecue ribs already pre-sauced? She said no. And nothing wrong with being stupid. But a smart person knows when they're being stupid. They know. A dumb person is the one who don't know they're stupid. That's the difference. A dumb person don't know they're stupid. They tend to think that they're normal because everybody they hang around is normal. But the steak in Boston at a couple places, we went downtown and they got a couple places that got great views of the harbor. They got great views of the harbor. And the price was not that bad. The price was very, very reasonable, and everything wasn't fried, which to me is a big deal. Everything wasn't fried. A lot of places you go, they want to just turn the tables over. So frying it takes you 3 to 4 minutes, whatever it is you're cooking. Fry it, put it on a plate, because all the sides have been pre-made a day, an hour, or a year before, and you just put them in sous vide. They're ready to go. That's how it works in a restaurant. When you go to a restaurant, especially like in Boston, you don't see the word fresh on anything. The word fresh has disappeared from restaurants. The only thing fresh is a highest gratuity, especially when you got to pay before you eat, or you got a party of 6, a party of 4. It's mandatory to charge you something, no matter how the service is. If I'm a waiter or waitress in a restaurant, customer service don't matter to me. If I see 8 people sitting over there, all I'm gonna do is try to pump out drinks to you and get your food to you when I can get your food to you. But I want to get it and get you out quick to get another 6 people, where I'm gonna make that 15 to 20%, if not higher. I'm not doing that. I'm not worried about you. I'm worried about you getting the hell out of there. Is your food good? Is it too cold, too hot? You know what? Get over it. That's what it's going to be. But Boston, though, the customer service attributes are very, very good. I really had no complaints about the food in Boston. And like I said, I just couldn't find the food I wanted. And maybe some of you know where to go. Let me know. I don't know where to go in Boston to get good Portuguese food. Because I'm thinking, oh man, Boston got a lot of Portuguese. They got the second largest population of Portuguese in America. Massachusetts do. But I'm not going 100 miles outside of Boston just to get a meal that may or may not be good, because I don't know if it's going to be good or not. All I know is I want to try it out and let you know if it's good or bad. That's all I want to do. So I want to say that if you go to Boston, your expectations is a lobster. And the thing about lobster and stuff too, lobsters are seasonal. So when people sell them year round, they're not all Massachusetts or Maine lobsters. You know, I say, hey, they can't be seasonal, because in America we have 4 seasons. And well, except for Alaska. Well, no, Alaska they got 2 seasons there in Alaska, but most places got 4 seasons. So they can't sell you things that are out of season and say it's locally produced. Nope. You know, in the DC area, blue crabs are very, very seasonal. But yet they would tell you when you go buy crab meat, that's from Venezuela. They tell you all that. So when they say it's seasonal, you got 4 seasons. They can't be all 4 seasons, because most animals, you know, outside the ones who are geared for heat, they come and go. But if you go to Boston, you get your money's worth. You have a good time. But Boston is it's one of the things that maybe the next time I go, I'll be more by the universities. I think that's where most of the restaurants are, because you got the student population, and everybody knows students don't have budgets. If they do, they're too stupid to know they got a budget. I can say that because I have 3 kids, and you know, nieces and nephews and my son and everybody else, they never worry about a budget, because that wasn't their problem. That was our problem. And so maybe the universities are the ones who got all the good food. But when I went to Yelp and I Googled it, TripAdvisors, I didn't see any Portuguese restaurants as being good or, you know, good or well-known or something you want to visit. I didn't see that. And I Googled Portuguese food. And so I was trying to think about what other large populations do Boston have that would have places to eat at. I really couldn't find a whole lot. And a lot of time driving around Boston, I really didn't find a whole lot. You know, so in closing, go to Boston, lower your expectations. You're going to get the dreaded steak and potatoes, and they have a lot of those. Or you're going to get, I don't even think there's a lot of seafood places outside of lobster places. And I'm like, this is not lobster season. Well, maybe, yeah, it's at the end of it. But so go there and walk around, because Boston got a lot of things to see and do. That's one thing I do like about Boston. But I didn't see a lot of food trucks either. And normally near universities and places like that, you see food trucks everywhere because kids don't cook at all and they eat out a lot. And you put a food truck, they love that kind of stuff. I mean, so do I, but but they love it. Unfortunately, I got to pay for it, and their parents paying for it, so we have a different taste bud. Your taste buds change when your bill gets shifted from your kids or from you to your kids or from the parents to you. Your taste buds, they get altered because you realize things that you liked a lot when your parents paid for it. You don't like it as much when you're paying for it. So this is your boy Leon D just telling you, check out Boston. They got some good food. And surprisingly, for a city up north, it's very reasonable. And I know they're paying I know they're paying the employees a decent wage because they don't hound you and have kind of things like, we want gratuities if it's more than one person. Matter of fact, if it's more than 0 people, we want a gratuity out of you. That's Atlanta style. So this is your boy Leon D saying, hey, go to Boston and enjoy Boston. Have a good time. And if you know a Portuguese place is really good that's not 50 miles from Boston, or I don't need an airplane to get on to go there and get the food, then hey, I think we can talk. Because every place I saw, I guess Boston people go to Portugal, Lisbon to get food because they got direct flights. But nada. I want something that, like I said, I try and put money into the local economy, especially the places that are ethnic, because I like to keep them in business in case I want to do business with them, as far as being a customer, maybe an interview, whatever. So this is your boy Leon D saying, hey, peace.